Hello, it's Jeannie. How are you? I hope you are well. I am doing very well, getting over jet lag. Big yawn. And today's video, I am going to be walking through my photos with you and showing you some of our highlights from the trip to Germany and Austria. So, before we get started, did you notice new glasses? I love these. These are from GlassesUSA.com, who are one of the largest eyewear retailers in the United States. And they have thousands of glasses in designer brands such as Ray-Ban, Gucci, Versace, as well as many, many others. What's best about GlassesUSA.com is they start at $39, about 70% off retail prices. Have you ever felt overwhelmed at trying to pick out glasses at the eye doctor or sitting in one of those, places with all those glasses? Well, with GlassesUSA.com, they take away that frustration. They have a quiz you can take that takes about a minute, and it suggests the right pair of glasses for you based on your face shape, your style, your preferences, and it's really easy to take. They also have contact lenses. I have my prescription card, so these are right for my eyes, and they sent this card so that next time I order, and I will be ordering, wait till I tell you about the special, all I have to do is refer to this. So the pair I'm wearing today are called Ototo Melanie, and they are in the clear frame with tortoise shell sides. And I love them because they kind of disappear on my face. But I also got them in the blue with a bit of gray tortoise shell around the frames. And these are just a little bit, for me, a little more spunky and fun. These are what I found suited my face, not only determined by the quiz, but by the AR Virtual Assistant Try-On. It's a live try-on. You can upload your photo and put on any of the frames to see how they look on your face. Now, here's the pièce de résistance. I got Ray-Ban sunglasses. Look at these. And these are also in my prescription. I am so ready for summer with these, and I'll be able to read outside or talk to people and see their faces. These are the new Wayfarers, and I just love these. What do you think? I thought they were very sporty and suited my square face. Glasses USA is offering a crazy, amazing discount, and it is time sensitive, and you must click on the link that I'm putting in the description as well as in the pinned comment. You must click on this link within 24 hours to get this awesome discount. That is on top of any discount they already have on their website. One of the things I loved about shopping with GlassesUSA.com is trying on the glasses with their AR virtual try-on app. And you can do this with your cell phone or an iPad. And I use this to find all my selections. Shopping with GlassesUSA.com is a risk-free shopping experience with free shipping and returns and 100% money-back guarantee within 14 days. Thank you, GlassesUSA.com, for not only sponsoring my video and offering us this fantastic discount, but for my amazing glasses that I am just so happy with. So click on the link, people. 24 hours. It is a time-sensitive offer. So here we are. I'm going to do a walkthrough of the photos that I took while we were in Germany and a little in Austria. I used my cell phone to take photos just because it's so easy and convenient, and they take pretty good photos, you know. So I did not take photos of everything because sometimes you're just in the moment, and taking out your phone and snapping pictures is just, it feels inappropriate. But I think I've captured the best of our trip. As I mentioned, my butt is a little bit kicked by jet lag. I don't know why coming back. Some people say going east is harder, and some people say coming west is harder. And I don't know. I've experienced it great both ways and bad both ways. Go figure. So, but I've been going to bed around 8:30 in the evening, and I'm up by 5, sometimes even 4. But I know that'll change. Another thing that I'll be showing you is the first class amenity bag. And we got, 6 of them because 3 of us flying over and 3 of us flying back. And I'm going to tell you why this is not one of my favorites, and I'll just get right into that. Here it is. It looks like a suitcase. It's plastic. Kind of a hard shell. And that's what I don't like about it. When I come onto an airplane, I am not typically bringing lots of packable space with me. And this takes up a lot of room. Look at that. So if it was in a soft case that could collapse, I'd be happier. Sorry, I have a really noisy chair. So I have not opened this one. Typically, I open them just to get the toothpaste and toothbrush and the, face cream and hand lotion. And, that's it. So I'm going to open this and show you what's in it. They're all sealed. As you can see, I'm just kicking around today in a t-shirt and shorts. I was not even motivated to get too fixed up. I apologize. I missed you, but I didn't have to go out today for anything, so I just thought, I'm going easy today. Okay, so let's open this up. And so we've got the trusty dusty pen to write with, and this comes in handy if you have immigration forms to fill out. So there's the pen. It's a little shorty. Tissues. Now, these came in handy because I kind of got a cold while I was there. And it started kind of on the plane, my sneezing and runny nose, so it came in handy. They give you a sleep mask. It says airplane mode. That's cute. But I never use these because I bring my own. Earplugs. Socks. And these are grippy bottomed socks. These are plasticky, grippy. And these are nice, especially if you have to get up and walk around or go into the lav. So I just had to change the battery because it died. So we were talking about the socks that you get in the travel kit, the amenities kit. And as I was saying, you need to have something on your feet if you're walking up and down the aisles, or particularly using the lavatory bathroom. I don't need to explain, but the first class and business, typically you can ask for slippers and they will bring you slippers. But you do want to have if I'm not flying first class or business, I bring a separate pair of sockies that go over my own socks, and that's all they're for, is the airplane. Just because I don't want to get my own socks, or even I don't want to have to put my shoes on. Yeah, so that's that. Okay. That's that. I opened this just now because it's super noisy, and this is the toothbrush and toothpaste. And I like that it has this little cover, because I use this probably 2 or 3 times on the flight, after the meal, when I wake up, and then before we land. So this keeps it clean, and this is just enough. And then see how this is kind of packed like a suitcase. And then this little kit, and in this is a facial cleansing cloth, and I use this to take off all my makeup before I go to sleep. 20% discount if you want to buy any of these products from Sunday Riley. Hand cream, and this is nice. It smells really nice. Very light and almost citrusy. Yeah. I really like it. And then, of course, a face cream. And, there's kind of like a lot in here for just one flight. And then a lip balm. And that is it. I do wish this was a soft case, but their theme of the year or whatever is this. So I'll show you some of my photos, but first I'll show you some of the souvenirs that I got for friends or family. I like things that are easy and won't break, like these wooden spoons. And they show the Ulmer Münster, the church, and it says up here. So, and I have a whole pack of things that we're giving our house sitter, the gal who stayed here for 2 weeks and took care of our animals. Not only, she thought she was coming here to rest. We have so many people that come and go, and service people for this or that that needs to be done out out on the property, and this or that repair, and she was just constantly managing that for us, and it was a big job. So I have a whole bunch of stuff for her. I haven't brought it all in here. I got some really cool pasta and some oils, some infused oils and vinegars, some crackers, some neat German crackers, and I got her this really cute candy bar. It says, Danke für alles. Thank you for everything. I got Alles Liebe für dich. And that's I'm going to give this to my granddaughter. Excuse me, grandson. I have something else for my granddaughter. I'll show you that in a minute. And this is also for our house sitter. It's a little cutting board, little bread set, and a knife. And this is a good knife. I mean, not the world's best, but it's a nice knife. And on the knife, it has the silhouette of Ulm, and so does the cutting board. So I got her that as well. My husband and I like to bring something back for ourselves that we'll remember the trip by, and but we wanted to keep it small this time around, and so we bought this butter or cheese dish. Isn't that beautiful? And this bird is the Ulmer Spatz, and you see him or her all over Ulm, great big statues, and it's kind of like the town, the city bird. Back when they were building the town, back in the year 1000 or something, they were trying to figure out some way to get long timbers in or something like that, and they watched this little Spatz, this little Ulmer Spatz, this little bird carrying a piece of something in, and the way he brought it in, and apparently that inspired them, and now they pay homage to this little bird. This will also go to our friend who house sat for us. House sitting for us is a big job. Trust me. Okay, so now I am going to show you, while I sit in this noisy chair, some of the photos and tell you the stories from them, kind of the highlights of our trip. So I'm going to look at my phone because I've got them all. That's my photo there. I've got them all in an album, and so I'm going to look down and I'll put the pictures on the screen so that you can see them. So originally our flight was supposed to leave at 10:30 out of Sacramento and get into San Francisco around 11:30. Now, it's only a 2.5 hour drive, but with traffic you never know. And we didn't want to leave our car in San Francisco. It was just easier to leave it in Sacramento. And because when you drive home, when you fly home and then drive from San Francisco to Sacramento, you hit traffic. And it can take a long time. And being jet lagged, we just wanted to be closer to home than San Francisco. Anyway, they changed our flight time from 10:30 to 6:30, 6:40 actually. So we had to get up at 3, leave the house by 4 a.m. so that we could be at the airport by 5:15, 5:30, and get checked in, get parked, all that, and then be on our flight by, and taken off at 6:30. Well, we got into San Francisco at 7:30, and so our next flight to Munich didn't leave until 1:30. So we had 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6 hours. So we ended up going into the United Lounge. We had a very nice breakfast. They have a nice buffet there. Fruits, eggs, meats, cheeses, cereals, granolas, yogurts, all kinds of coffees and drinks and juices. And so we had a nice breakfast there. And then we went into the quiet zone, and that's really interesting. You can sit and read like my mom did, but they also have in the back an area where you can lie down, and it's a private little cubicle, and you can sleep there if you want. Now, you only get to sleep there for 45 minutes if there are people waiting. If there aren't people waiting, they let you stay longer until they're needed, and then it's first in is first out. They also have showers there, really nice showers, but I didn't need to take a shower. So anyway, I went in there and just wanted to show you. I didn't want to sleep. I did lay down to rest. So this is what that place looked like. And then it was time to board. Now, we were supposed to originally fly a 787, but the equipment was changed to a 777-200. Now, even though you might be on the same airplane, a different airplane may have a different seat configuration, and that was actually the case. So we were on the -200 going over as well as coming back, but the seats were slightly different, and I'll show you. So here's Zane and I, and these are the two middle seats, and my mom was on the row, or on the window seat to my left. And they have these really nice shades that go up and down. So if you know your neighbor, you can have it down. But if you don't know your neighbor, you pop that thing up and you don't have to look at anybody in your own. So you're in your own little cubicle. So there's my mom. And so what I want you to notice about this picture is her seat, how you can see her very easily. In the configuration of the seats, when we come back, she's more hidden. Every seat is like really encapsulated so you don't see anybody else. So there's me, and here we are landing in Munich. So this is the menu, and I had the what was it? The seared beef short rib. And what's nice is up front, in the very front galley, they have like a little buffet of things that you can help yourself to during the flight. Sandwiches, nuts, fruit, cereal bowls, drinks, things like that. But I only eat, for the most part, the meals they serve. So then we got to Munich, and our friend Wolfie picked us up, and we drove back to Ulm. It took about, an hour and a half maybe. There wasn't traffic, so that was nice. And then we got settled into where we were staying, and then walked back over to Wolfie and Rosie's house and went out to dinner at this little Gasthaus. It was called the Pancake House. It's in the Fischergasse there in Ulm, for those of you who know Ulm. And I remember thinking, pancakes, but they're like a great big, well, here you can see us getting our beers. Now, let me back up here. The Hefeweizen is the most delicious I'm not a huge beer drinker, but when I'm in Germany, the Hefeweizen, the Weissbier, is just, it's heaven. It's heaven. So then we got our pancakes, which are really like a great big crepe, and they're filled with various things. Now this one is Zane's, and it's a green curry sauce and vegetables and chicken. It was so delicious. It was just amazing. My mom got schnitzel, and this is the Kinder Schnitzel, which means a smaller child portion. Look how big it is. So, and this is Rosie's. It was kind of a bacon one. And then I had, mine was like some sliced meats and vegetables. And so they were all really, really, really good. And this pub was, or not really a pub, a guest house, and look at all those mugs. And it's old. It's like 400 or 500 years old. It's incredible, just incredible. And then I'm just going to show you some of the meals we had throughout there. The next day, for lunch, we had Maultaschen. And that's kind of like a noodle stuffed with spinach and vegetables, minced up with some meat, and then rolled up and boiled. And there's a whole story behind the Maultaschen, but it's delicious. Oh my gosh. And the sauce, Wolfie and Rosie are amazing at making sauces. They're the sauce king and queen. So, and the bread, oh my gosh, I had so much bread. It's so good. It's so good. So there's the Maultaschen. You can see it all rolled up. And this is outside Wolfie's house, Wolfie and Rosie's house. It's a little bridge that goes over the Little Blau, the Kleine Blau, which is a little tiny stream that goes off of the Danube. So we're right off the Danube. It's around the corner. And but this is a little offshoot of it. And it is just so beautiful. And there are lots of water, birds in there, ducks, there's geese. There was a stork in there. I'll show that to you later as well. And now this is our street in the Fischergasse. It's actually Fischergasse Straße, which means Fischergasse Street. And we're down on the left. It was a really cool place. And as I walk around, I like to take pictures of doors and doorways. Look how ornate and beautiful they are. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I posted a few on there, I think. I can't remember if that was one of the things I posted or not, but I posted a few of our photos on Instagram. And I had to take a picture of this fashion because I was just thinking, what the heck? What is this? So, anyway, here's another doorway. Isn't that just amazing and beautiful? This was actually a Zoom Forel. We ate there another night, and I didn't take pictures, and I had the most wonderful dinner there. And here's my mom trudging along behind Zane, and we're actually headed to the farmer's market. And no, we are actually headed to do a little grocery shopping for our apartment. Now, my mom stayed with Rosie and Wolfie right there by those trees, but Zane and I just had our place right across this river. We know the people who live in that dark house right there, Petra and Michael. And there's a store, a framing store down there at the bottom, and the rest of it above is all their home. So if you're ever in Ulm and you're there in the old Fischergasse and you see this place, go into the store on the bottom and say hello from Jeannie and Zane. They're good friends of ours. We actually know a lot of people there. So, anyway, then that night we had spaghetti bolognese. Wolfie and Rosie make the best spicy, zesty spaghetti sauce bolognese. It was just divine, and I ate every bite. Here's a little doorway as we're walking around the next day. And then we started visiting friends. We have so many friends there. And so this is the first set of friends. And the similar theme here is we go over just for coffee. And look how they have the table set. And we have coffee and beer, of course. And they always make a cake or some sort of dessert. And this is a pistachio citrus cake. And it was good. Oh my gosh. So we're just sitting around, shooting the breeze. And here is good old Zane, who doesn't speak any German. So I kind of translate for him. I remember going over to Germany for the first time and sitting around with friends. And I was very frustrated that I didn't understand what they were saying. That to me was just unacceptable. And so that's when I was determined to learn the language. And I started picking up books like from old school books, or when a library would have a sale, or flea markets, or whatever, just used bookstores, German books, German learning books, and learning what I could. And I was really self-taught, and that app, Babbel, helped me to kind of string together more conversational words. I'm still not perfect, but I can sit there and understand the conversation and translate to Zane. So this is their wood that he is splitting and cutting and putting up to season, and this is what heats their house. So, and then when we go back, this is Wolfie's parking place, and he backs into this thing, and I'll speed it up, but how he doesn't hit everything, every side of the car, front, left, back, sides, I would be. And he just zips this thing right up and stops. Now, the cool thing is there are 2 cars underneath, so he can use a key and raise it up, and it's like half an inch from the ceiling, because this is a great big Chrysler 300, which you don't see many of in Germany. There's that little bridge, and this is Wolfie's little garden that he plants. And there are a lot of tourists, and they take lots of photos standing here by his garden. And, as they're crossing the bridge. And this is the little brook that runs underneath that bridge. It's just so fabulous to listen to. And then we would visit with them for the, rest of the afternoon, have dinner, and then walk home to our place. And I just love taking pictures of places at night. It reminds me of my Christmas village that I set up with all the lights inside. And I guess I'm kind of a voyeur because I kind of like to look in and see what everybody is doing. And it's just so charming and romantic and old world, very storybook. So that's what I did. And then the next day, another meal at Rosie and Wolfie's. And I can't remember what it was, breakfast, because then we headed to Wangen. And I actually did post a few of those photos on my Instagram page. But let me tell you, the food was so good. So this is some bread with 2 different kinds of mustards. One is a little bit sweet and one's spicy. And it was just heaven, heaven, heaven. Then there's my meal that came. The one on the right is Zane's. I couldn't eat all that. This particular place in Wangen is known for its Leberkäse. So then we went down to Lindau, Lindau, which is the Bodensee area and or Lake Constance. So it was a beautiful day, but overcast. You know, there were some clouds and a little bit of a cool breeze, but it didn't rain, so that's nice. And we got on a boat and went out across over to Austria. And just had a wonderful time. You can see that Wolfie was not wearing a jacket, but my mom and Rosie were. And so over in Austria, it was actually warmer and less cloudy than it was in Germany. So I was joking that the clouds were having a hard time crossing the border. But just beautiful. And this lighthouse and this lion statue is very famous. So for those of you who are in Germany, you know this. And now this is our walk along the Danube. What you see to the right is the town or the city of Ulm, and it was originally a walled-in city. That's the Danube on the left. And I mean, this city is like 1,000 years old, close to it. So it's just amazing. And so from the Danube, here is the little Blau that runs behind Wolfie's house. And I just love this split beam, construction. It's just so cool. Look at that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories. And this house is probably 500-600 years old. Why I'm walking backwards, I have no idea. But remember, that place on the right is Kunsthaus Frei. It's a framing place, so if you're ever there, step into the shop right there on the corner and tell them hello from Jeannie and Zane. This is another Gasthaus called the Wildemann, the Wild Man. And then we went to the farmer's market in the Stadtmitte, in the city center, and it's there twice a week, and it is just amazing what they have. Tons and tons of flowers, lots of fruits and vegetables. This is, oh, look at that. Look at these. You can order these like little flatbreads, curries, beautiful fruits, beautiful vegetables. Look at those onions, green onions, red onions, the endive. Look at that, radishes, different kinds of radishes. Look how beautifully that is displayed. And the carrots over there, broccolis and cauliflowers, just beautiful. Potatoes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 different kinds of potatoes. And on the very end there are eggs, colored eggs. Okay, it's not Easter. German friends, tell me, is this a thing all over? Because these aren't hard-boiled and dyed eggs. These are raw eggs, very glassy and beautiful. Is it to make it so that the kids eat them? I just don't know. And then it's Spargel time, Spargle. White asparagus is everywhere. Everywhere. I joke that it's in the shampoo and the toothpaste, and it's everywhere. Everyone is selling Spargel, Spargel, Spargel. So I was joking about it, and Wolfie bought some, and it's actually there you can see it, the white some of the white chunks, you've got potato and the spargel, the asparagus, and delicious meat patties. And then we went out to dinner with friends. It was this guy's birthday. I've known him for decades, and we just had a lovely time. And this is in Neue Ulm, which is right across the Danube from Ulm. It's New Ulm. And this is a tongue twister, which it's easy to say if you read it, but if you don't read it, you get it all mixed up. In Ulm, Ulm, und Ulm herum. It means in Ulm, within Ulm, and around Ulm. And it's just a tongue twister. And again, Rosie sets the most beautiful tables, regardless if it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And this particular night we had Schweinhock, what do you call it? Ham hock, I think. And he cooked it in this thing, and it was so delicious and juicy and crispy. And then it was Mother's Day, and these tulips are what we got for my mom. And this is just walking around. This is actually the Shiva's house. And this little house right here is actually a hotel now. And look at the settling. This is crooked, the crooked little house. But they rent out rooms, and there's food there. And I'm tempted to stay there one time. It's just so cute. And then back in the Stadtmitte, city center, you see the church there. This is a really cool model, like a cement or whatever model of the town. So that is the little Blau that comes off the Danube, and that is Wolfie's house that Zane is pointing to. And now inside the Münster, this is a model of the church. And I love cathedrals and the stained glass and the pipe organs. And this is the choral area, the choral benches. And each one is carved completely differently. Just beautiful, exquisite work. It's just awesome, just awesome. Look at that beautiful altar. And the beautiful stained glass. For some reason, this pew spoke to me, and I just looked at it and wondered who has sat here over the years, what was on their heart, what was on their mind, what was heavy on their spirit, what were they praying for, the various people throughout the centuries. And it just, I don't know, I just wished it could talk and tell me stories. Here's another model of the cathedral. And then we were walking around one day, and there was this group that I heard, and I was kind of concerned, thinking, this sounds like, I don't know, a neo-Nazi rally. And so what do? I go right to it, right to the center of it, because people see me, they're calling me forward, and so I come up and I go to the front and I ask, what's going on? What is this? I was a little afraid, I admit it, Turns out it was a football rally. There was a soccer game. They call it football, we call it soccer, later in the day, and they were getting their blood, all riled up for the game. That was it. Now, some of you asked me to take pictures of the flowers and things. This looks like mustard, but it's actually what's called rapeseed, and they make rapeseed oil from this, and it's everywhere. Fields and fields of yellow. When the sky was clear and the sky was blue, it was such a beautiful shot. I had to go out and get into the middle of a field, of course, and get yellow all over me. Another day we went to this museum. It was in Günzburg, and I guess Wolfie, when he was in the Air Force, actually worked out of this place in the late 50s, and so it was kind of a revisit, walk down memory lane with him. And there's my mom talking to a guy in a fire suit, and there I am shining a light in the sky to find airplanes, right? And of course you can't keep a pilot out of the cockpit. Zane got some special permission to get up into this cockpit, and this is what's called a Fiat. It was made in Italy, and they never used these in war, but it was a great little plane, and they started acquiring these after the war in conjunction with the American cooperative. And so anyway, he loved just sitting in that. That was so fun for him. Now this is over at our friend's house who has that, so look at this beautiful doorway. This is just going into her house on a daily basis. And I think this was built in 1500. That's maybe 1600. But look at that beautiful, beautiful door. And this is the view from her window, and it's looking out over the little Blau, the Kleine Blau. It's kind of bent because I had it in pano mode. But there's the bridge, and just on the other side of the bridge on the right there is Wolfie's house. And it's just so storybook-like. More flowers, people put them everywhere. I love this idea of putting them in a bucket on a bike, and that's out in front of a store somewhere. And, shopping around, I saw this tea aisle, and I had to send this to my friend Amy over in England because she likes this brand of tea. I was going to buy some, but my mom disappeared. She's kind of like a hot air balloon sometimes and drifts off, so I had to go find her, and I forgot to come back and buy the tea. Sorry, Amy. So then the next day or two later, we went over some other friend's house, and again we walk into the theme of a beautifully set table, and we have some apple pastry and some coffee, and then I think we had champagne, and my mom fell in love with their little dog Coco Chanel. And here's our friend, Claudia. And Rosie joins us. And we're back at the Danube later another day and just watching the ducks. And this little bird who was just singing his heart out. He found this little crevice, and that's his home now, in the wall that surrounds Ulm. And they're planting now, furiously planting, because the freezes are over with, and so they can start putting in all kinds of flowers and bushes and things like that. So in a month or so, this is all going to be just gorgeous. And this is the Rathaus, which is the government house. How appropriate. Rat house. Rat house. The government house. And again, look at these doors. They're just beautiful. We're just walking around and I just can't help taking pictures of these beautiful doors. And we're back at Wolfie's now. And there's Zane and my mom. Look how short she is. She's a few inches taller than her mom, and who was a few inches taller than her mom. So, like I said before in another video, we go back to the leprechauns. And then it's schnitzel night. This is a night that Rosie and Wolfie made Wiener Schnitzel and Kartoffelsalat, potato salad, and pretzelbrot over there. So delicious. Look at that. The sauce was amazing, and Wolfie said his trick was adding dark beer, dunkel beer. And then another day visiting other friends, and one of them, one of the younger kids had a baby. Those are her two kids, and Zane was the baby whisperer, and my mom was Layla's best friend. And this little girl just totally glommed onto my mom and just look, she wants a kiss, you know. Mm-hmm. And my mom was more than happy to oblige. Come on in. It's okay. It's okay. Hello. And so just meeting everybody, and now this is the stork that I told you about, and he snuck up on, here, let me speed this up. He snuck up and snapped up a fish. Watch this. Boop, there he goes. And more walking around. Oh, now, my German friends, I have a question for you. Is this just in Ulm or is this all over Germany? Because I just don't remember. Every morning at 6:30, the bells, all the church bells start going crazy for 5 minutes. So I filmed this. I got up, this is early, 6:30. So I'm going to step out of our apartment because I want you to hear something. It's 6:29 in the morning. Ah, here it is, in the Fischergasse. Fischergasse. Every morning, the bells go crazy here from the Ulmer Münster. Usually, I'm still in bed listening to them. But listen how pretty. They just go crazy for like 5 minutes at 6:30 every morning. It's like a call to get up and get ready for work or something, maybe? This is where we're staying. They just go and go and go. I still have my morning face on. So, I asked one of our friends about these bells, and he wasn't really sure why. He's lived here his whole life and has listened to them his whole life. But he wasn't really sure why they go off at 6:30 every morning like this for such a long time. So if any of you Germany living people know, give me your thoughts. Is it a call to work? shot of our neighborhood in the Fischergasse. Still ringing. They go for about 5 minutes. Okay, that's it. Just wanted to share that with you. So now to go finish getting ready for the day. And we took one last little walk around as we were getting ready to leave for the day. And then it's back to Munich. Now here's Wolfie driving us, and as you can see, he's going about 200 kilometers per hour. And there are times he's doing even 220, which is about, he got to about 210, which is about 130 miles an hour, I think. So yeah, it's a little hair-raising, but here's the thing about the Autobahn. People think, if you don't know, that you can just go as fast as you want all the time, and you can't. It's very controlled. There are places you can go as fast as you want, but they don't last long. Pretty soon the control comes and you have to slow down, sometimes to 80 or 100 kilometers per hour, because of things like weather or traffic, clearly, construction, or just you're close to too much in a town. They have lots of various areas of slow restrictions, and if you break the rules there, you will get a hefty ticket. So the rules are to be followed, but I tell you, it's fun going that fast. So anyway, we got to the Munich airport, got checked in, said our goodbyes, and went into the United Lounge and had a nice breakfast or lunch, and waited for our flight. Now you can see here, this is my mom's seat going back, and here's my seat. And see remember what I said, that you don't see the other people. Before, I could see my mom straight across. The way this configuration is nobody sees each other when they're in the seats. And so this is the divider, which is much wider than the one coming over. That's one of the big differences too. So I can hit it and check out my cute neighbor and decide if I want to keep it up or down. I actually did keep it up when I was watching TV and he was trying to sleep, just to keep the light out of his face. And so this is what the beds look like when they're fully, retracted. Your feet kind of go under the TV, and you're supposed to wear your seatbelt over your waist so that they can see. And that white is like a mattress pad, and then there's a soft pillow and then a firm pillow, and you just kind of get hunkered in. Your feet go down there. I'm going to put my Manta sleep mask on and close it down for the duration of the trip. So I've got my headphones on, and now my Manta mask, and I am going out for the count. And that is it. The next stop is San Francisco. So anyway, there are a lot of things I didn't take pictures of, but I like being in the moment and not always having my phone out taking pictures. thank you for watching and listening. Maybe it relaxed you with my droning on and on and on. I would say if you have a chance to visit Germany, do it. I love Germany. I really, really do. I love traveling all over. There are so many places I love. But Germany's one of my favorite because we have so many friends there. Come here. And, try to travel if and when you can. That's my advice, my recommendation. Travel opens up your mind. It opens up new friendships, new foods and ways of life. So it's just, I can't recommend it highly enough. Come here, Leo. Leo, the animals missed us so much. Yes, you didn't you? My big baby boy, I'm gonna torture you with love, huh? He's a big boy. So, this is Leo. I'm gonna sign off for now. No, Leo. And make sure that you check out. Come on, you can go down. Check out the glassesusa.com offer in the description and in the pinned comment. I'm telling you this again because it is a limited time offer. Time is of the essence if you want a great deal on glasses. I can't recommend them highly enough. I love this. I love the process. I loved how they worked. And so, anyway, I'm glad to be able to pass that on to you. So, my friends, thank you for following me. Thank you for reaching out to me. And thank you for all your support. I appreciate you very much. And I will see you in the next video. Be well, be safe, and I wish you so much peace and love. Bye for now.